The house was too quiet that morning. No coffee machine humming. No newspaper rustling. Mark stood frozen in the kitchen doorway. His father's chair sat empty. 3 weeks since Dad died. A heart attack. So sudden. Mark still listened for the front door to open, expecting to hear, "I'm home." "Dad, why didn't you say goodbye?" The empty chair stared back. 30 years, his father sat there every morning. Coffee and crosswords. Evening dinners with stories. Now just vacancy. Cleaning Dad's study, Mark found an old notebook. Plans. Sketches. Wood measurements. The last page held a message in shaky letters. To Mark, "Finish what I started." The workshop. Our promise. 10 years ago, they'd planned to build it together. Life got busy. They kept saying, "Next summer." The grief was crushing. But something flickered. A mission. A way forward. "Okay, Dad, I'll finish it. I promise." Mark stood in the backyard holding a hammer. The weight felt foreign. He wasn't his father. Dad could build anything. The notebook lay open on a crate. His father's handwriting guided him. "You can do this. One step at a time." Dad's words. Now they meant something deeper. Legacy, not just advice. The lumber sat in neat piles. Mark picked up the first board. His hands trembled. This wasn't just construction. This was prayer made physical. He measured twice. Cut once. Dad's rule. The saw felt awkward. His cuts were crooked, nothing like his father's precision. "I'm not you, Dad. But I'm trying." The first nail went in crooked. He tried again. Third time, straight. Small victory. Hours passed. Shoulders ached. Blisters formed. But the foundation took shape. Rough. Imperfect. Real. His mother appeared at the door. She'd been silent since the funeral. Now she watched, tears streaming, but smiling. "He'd be proud of you." Rain pounded the half-built workshop. Mark watched from the kitchen window. 3 days of storms. The exposed wood was soaked. He should have covered it better. Another failure proving he wasn't his father. "Stop comparing yourself." His mother stood beside him. "Your father made mistakes too. He flooded our basement trying to fix the plumbing himself. He was so embarrassed." Mark laughed despite everything. Dad, human again. Real. Imperfect. The storms lasted a week. Mark studied the notebook carefully. One note stood out. "Building something beautiful takes time. Don't rush. Enjoy the process. That's where the meaning lives." Dad knew. He knew whoever finished this would need patience. When rain stopped, Mark returned. Some wood needed replacing. Setbacks, not failure. His sister Emma visited. "Can I help?" They worked in comfortable silence. Laughed about crooked nails. Shared the grief. "I miss him so much." "Me too." Every day. The walls began rising. Slowly. Imperfectly. But rising. Mark found the old toolbox in the garage. Red metal, scratched and dented. 40 years of stories in every tool. He carried it to the workshop. Using Dad's tools changed everything. The hammer fit differently. Worn smooth by decades. Connected. This was his favorite hammer. Mom touched it gently. "He used it to build your crib." Spent weeks making it perfect. Mark hadn't known that. So much he didn't know. "Tell me more, please." They sat on the porch. Mom talked for hours. Dad as a young father. Dad learning to cook. Ordinary love building a life. Emma joined, adding her memories. Dad teaching her to bike. Dad helping with homework. The memories hurt. Beautiful and painful. Proof of what they'd had and lost. But also what remained. He talked about this workshop constantly. Emma showed old photos. Dad in the backyard, describing his vision. 5 years of planning. Why didn't we help him? Guilt crashed over Mark. He understood. Life gets busy. But I can finish it now. Even if I'm late. The wall collapsed on a Tuesday. Mom called, panicked. Mark drove home too fast. She was fine. Just the workshop. One wall had fallen. Mark stared at the wreckage. Hours of work destroyed. I can't do this. This was stupid. He sat on the fallen wood. The dream felt impossible. His mother sat beside him. After long silence, she spoke quietly. Your father's first business failed. Did you know that? Mark looked up, surprised. He was 25, lost all his savings. He was devastated. What did he do? He grieved, got angry, then started again. Different approach. Same dream. Took 3 more years, but he built something that lasted. Mark examined the collapsed wall. He saw his mistake. Skipped a support beam. Rushed it. Pride comes before the fall. Literally. Dark humor. Dad's favorite. Emma arrived with pizza and beer. Are you going to quit? Mark considered honestly. Quitting was easier. But it would end the connection. No. I'll fix it. Do it right this time. Good. I'm helping. They rebuilt together. Slowly. Carefully. The wall rose again. Stronger. Every weekend, more people showed up. Tools. Food. Stories about Dad. Mrs. Chen told how Dad fixed her porch for free. He said neighbors take care of neighbors. Refused payment. Tommy Martinez remembered Dad teaching him to change a tire. Your dad spent 2 hours showing me how. He taught me instead of just doing it. Each story revealed someone new. Mark knew Dad as father. They knew him as friend, neighbor, mentor. Sarah and David arrived with their kids. Never met Dad, but they'd heard the stories. This is really beautiful. What you're doing. The workshop progressed faster with help. Walls solid. Roof complete. Windows installed. Emma organized everyone. Schedules. Meals. Her way of honoring Dad. Mom watched from the porch, smiling now. The community was healing her too. Your father built more than furniture. Mrs. Chen sat beside Mom. He built community. Connected people. Made everyone matter. That was the real legacy. Relationships. Kindness. Decades of small actions. One Saturday, 15 people came. Laughing. Building. Music playing. We're throwing a party when it's finished. The workshop was becoming something bigger. Love defeating loss. 3 months had passed. The workshop was nearly complete. Paint. Shelving. The workbench remained. Mark worked alone now. These final touches felt personal. He'd chosen warm gray paint Dad would have liked. The shelving was custom. Mark's design following Dad's principles but adding his own ideas. 2 voices blended. Emma brought Dad's old tools. These should live here, where he wanted them. Mark arranged each tool carefully. They would be used again. The cycle continues. The workbench was the centerpiece. Solid oak. 6 feet long. He took his time. He carved small letters into the edge. Built by James and Mark, 2024-2025. Father and son. Together in spirit. Mom visited daily now. She'd sit and watch him work. It looks exactly like his drawing. You did it, sweetheart. Mark installed an east-facing window. Morning light would pour in. Dad's favorite. Everything was ready except one thing. A dedication plaque. James's workshop. Builder. Father. Friend. His hands shaped wood and lives. He mounted it beside the door. At sunset, the workshop glowed golden. I did it, Dad. It's finished. Saturday morning arrived clear and bright. The dedication day. Mark woke early, nervous energy coursing through him. People arrived at noon. The entire neighborhood. Friends from Dad's work. Relatives. Everyone who'd helped. Mark stood by the workshop door, heart pounding. He'd prepared a speech, but words failed him. My father dreamed of this workshop. We were supposed to build it together. Life got in the way. Then death. His voice cracked. Emma stepped beside him. But I learned something. My father did help build this. Every principle was his. Every measurement from his notes. He built this through me. People nodded. Tears flowing. This workshop is for everyone. My father believed in community. In helping. Anyone who needs it can use it. Applause rippled through the crowd. Real appreciation. Mark opened the door. People filed through, touched the workbench, examined the tools. Voices and laughter filled the space. Tommy Martinez stood at the workbench. Mr. James would be so proud. Emma gave tours, explained the setbacks, the community effort. As sunset painted the sky, Mark stood inside alone one final time. Thank you, Dad, for everything. He touched the workbench, the tools, the walls built with bleeding hands and broken heart. Outside, Emma handed him a beer. They clinked bottles. The workshop stood behind them. Solid, real, proof that grief can build. The empty chair was still empty. But the workshop was full. And that was enough. Retry. Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.